Oh.
There it goes.
Oh my goodness. Make sure you mute.
Make sure you mute.
Who said that?
What do you think?
Dobby.
Make sure your mom
This
is.
show included everybody. Muting doesn't matter.
Dobby. All right, I'll be back.
Mary Otto's phone. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So Cody's story about Steve Martin made me think of, and this is not related to Steve Martin at all, but I have a shirt from when I went to see Come From Away, and I went to the post office, and there was like it was right around the holidays, so it was a really long line. And the guy behind me, so the way that the shirt is on the back is the globe with the spot where Gander is. And the guy behind me is like, "What is your shirt?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's from this show, Come From Away." And he's like, "Oh, I recognized the location." I was like, "Excuse me?" And it turns out that his dad was in the Air Force and flew to Gander before flying to Europe, like during the 40s and 50s.
That's wild.
I was like, he's never even heard of the show Come From Away, but he recognized the map on my shirt.
Can we talk about how that talks about how much Gander has changed since the 1940s?
Right.
Which I think is exactly what, like, there's a good chunk of that show that perfectly illustrates that Gander has not changed since the 1940s. Hey, Mary Otto, how are you?
I'm fine.
He is.
Mary, have y'all had any problems with the house with the weather?
No problems with the house, like physically, but we didn't have any water for like 2 days. We didn't have very reliable electricity like everybody else. As of this morning, I was still boiling like snow to flush the toilet. So, but this afternoon things got better.
Yay!
It's like a little drip in the faucet, so getting places. I still have to boil that to drink it though, so right, fine.
What an adventure.
I haven't worked all week, and I realized it's my first unplanned like away from work since I was like 20.
Oh my gosh.
I've just been like constantly working since then, so it's kind of been weird. I like literally lost track of time because it kept getting pushed, like, okay, we're going back to work on this day, and then it kept getting pushed, and we were supposed to go in just for like administrative day today, but I found that out on Wednesday, and I thought that was Thursday, so I was getting ready to go to work today. Anyway, it was like a whole thing, and I have no way to keep track of time because I'm so like trapped in my work schedule, and even when I have a vacation, it's always very scheduled, so I don't know what to do with myself.
No, I get ya. It's like and I think one of the most frustrating things is I had so much to do this week.
Right.
And so the realization of everything is just like piling up. Very depressing.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
No, I have to go to work tomorrow for the administrative day that should have happened yesterday. But because we're under a boil water notice, and my machine that I work with has to have like good running water and electricity, like a lot of it too. It just hasn't been feasible to go in. So Saturday is going to be the administrative day, and we'll get back to treating cancer patients on Monday. So what's my life?
Mary, are you also in the Austin area, or are you in DFW or Houston?
New Braunfels.
New Braunfels.
So-
Okay, so you're not.
So
too
not
far.
yeah, just a little more south than you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
like 4 exits away from my nephews.
hmm
Mhm.
I get to see Adrian a lot more often now. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, I miss them a lot. Apparently, a red car drove up to one of their neighbors' house this week and just stayed for a day. And Ryder
Oh.
would get really upset. He's like, "Tia's here, Tia's here," and they're like, "No, she's not here, buddy. Sorry." And Ryder's like, "No, I see the red car. I know she's
Right.
here."
Really good on your colors there, bud. Really good.
Yeah,
But-
he's a genius. He is.
All right, we're starting this thing off. Here we go.
Hey.
The other theme song.
Fill your glasses up and sit your asses down. Coming to you live from their living rooms to yours, it's time for Dad's After Dark.
Hey everyone, welcome to Dad's After Dark on this crazy Friday. That we had a crazy show, and most everybody was here in the show in some form or fashion that's here now. Am I wrong?
No.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I know David was in chat watching. Mary, you were watching, weren't you? Yes.
Yes.
She muted, but she said yes. And so Catherine was watching, and Cynthia and Jennifer and Cody joined the show. It was kind of a different format this evening, just out of necessity. I didn't want to, pressure a guest. So we have a fantastic guest for next week. I can't wait for next week. I've already spoken with our guest, and it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. So how's everybody tonight after this wonderful show?
Das ist gut.
I just ate more in one sitting than I have all week, so don't feel great about that, but I also feel great about it.
So in about 20 minutes, you're going to go into a food coma. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it to actually go to sleep at a reasonable hour. Time didn't
Hey,
exist.
Mary.
Hey.
It's good to see your face.
Casey Gilbert. What?
And
Casey.
drinking and belting star.
Working from home in Belting Star.
Yes.
The quaff.
Is that LaCroix?
Water, yeah. I could have been drinking and belting this week, but I forgot. So I was drinking, I just wasn't belting.
It's the belting part that slipped your mind.
Yeah.
It's like other
Casey,
things
are
were
you
going
still up north?
Yeah, I'm here until February something, mid-February.
It's
It's
mid-February.
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, mid-March. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Mid-March.
Mid-March.
She's here till February. She's there till February 40th.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it already February 40th?
Yeah, I think I kind of lucked out. My parents were without power for 4 days. And
Winner.
everybody else has power now, but pipes burst at every house and flooded them of the rest of my family. So
Oh, man.
Oof.
Did anyone else have pipes burst?
My parents did. They were with us for 5 days, and their neighbor went and checked on their house, and literally while he was in their kitchen, the roof collapsed. So
Oh, my gosh.
My gosh.
yeah.
Wait, your folks like that just moved down here?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
wait, they've been down here about a year, right?
Yeah. They moved here, and literally the next day we went into quarantine. And so like,
Because they thought it
Welcome
was
to
stop.
Texas.
yeah, welcome to Texas. Now the world's going to fall apart.
You never get to see any of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Haha, crazy.
Every
So-
time I say that's crazy, that's all I can think of now.
Oh,
Thanks,
it's
Mike.
crazy, not cool. Okay. Sorry, I messed up my one line.
It's okay. He never does it right either.
Ain't that the truth?
So has anybody else made a list of like things that they need to stock up on at their house in order to survive a
Yes.
kind of quasi apocalypse? So we had two candles in the house, and one of them was basically already burnt up. Like we could light it for a little bit. We had two candles. We did not have a menagerie of scented candles like Adrian had. Like we had.
I regret it. That's on my list is unscented candles.
Yeah. And I was actually for Christmas, I got this. It's called a battery caddy. It's just a box that holds batteries. And whenever I got it, it didn't have any batteries in it. And so I was like, "Oh, thanks. This is a gift that you have to spend $1,000 to, make work, because in order to fill it with, batteries, you have to, spend a good chunk of cash, and with D batteries, C batteries, triple A's, all that good stuff." And I looked at that whenever I was looking through the garage, looking for, like flashlight and camp stoves with camp fuel and, all kinds of stuff. I have this propane like burner that you put like a big pot on to make like crawfish or whatever, deep fry a turkey or whatever. But I didn't have a bottle of propane. I had a couple of empty bottles of propane because, I don't use such things, but it would have been coming really handy, for like cooking and heating water or whatever, just gathering around to warm up. But so yeah, I'm definitely in the market for candles and batteries and some kind of electrical backup for my CPAP machine and propane and propane accessories, because I was, even though we weathered the storm pretty well, I still feel like it would have been so much better if I had just those things. All these people were posting these pictures of like candles with bricks around it and ceramic, not ceramic, but
pot.
Terracotta pots or whatever.
Terracotta.
Don't have terracotta pots.
Me neither. I had plastic.
Yeah, don't have bricks. We don't really have house plants. Like all of the plants that we got for Little Shop of Horrors, I killed. It's a succulent, and I killed it. So we're not real big plant people. So yeah, don't have terracotta pots. Don't have any of that stuff. I was like, that's a great tip if I had those things. So
all my plants are all over my kitchen floor.
So wait,
what was that? Save them.
What's the terracotta thing?
You put it over a candle.
Yeah, and hoist it up on some bricks, and the clay helps. Yeah.
Oh, cool!
It's like a little oven.
Yeah, like a little oven.
You can
like
warm
an easy bake.
Yeah, small room. You can warm up a small room.
You can also use like a big round stock pot and do the same thing pretty much, because if the heat's going to go on the pot's fine because it goes on the oven, but like terracotta works better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
cast iron.
So for light, if your phone is charged, you can put one of these on the light. Like you turn on your flashlight, and lay the phone down and put this on, and this whole thing lights up. It was so cool. Like you guys probably already all knew that, but I didn't.
I think I just figured that out by accident.
Just put your phone down with the light on and put your water bottle on. It's like, whoa.
It wasn't a water bottle. I think I just put a glass down over it, and I was like, oh, look at that. Look at that.
For what it's worth.
So I had gotten a new chair mat because I gave Charla my chair mat, and my chair mat came rolled. Hers was already flat. And they said you need to unroll it and let it sit for 24 hours to get to room temperature, which should be 74 degrees, and it'll flatten out. I've had it for a month and a half, and it's never gotten to 74 degrees in my house because we haven't had temperatures that high. And so during this cold snap, I literally pushed back and the thing went snap, like right in the middle. and a brand new freaking mat, and I'm like, I am fat. This is all. I cannot believe this just happened. Hold on, I need another piece of popcorn. I have got to do something about the COVID-19 15 because I can't live like this where I'm breaking stuff just by sitting down. No, apparently if you don't get it flat initially, it will crack and break by rolling over it repetitively. So there you go. Now I got to buy a new one. So
Womp womp.
Cody, what you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, for any obvious, I think we've established that everyone on this call is pretty much okay. But any Bryan College Station folks that are still in need of food or whatever else, I just shared a link of some areas where you can get some help. So that's on my Facebook.
Cody.
That Dana happens to still follow.
So Rodney asked what we realized we needed, through this experience. I didn't realize what I need. I realized if there's like a zombie apocalypse or something, I'm just offering myself up first. I'm not running away. Like, just take me and I'll become a zombie and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're just like make sure you're as handsome of a zombie as possible before they bite you, right?
Yeah. Wait, why do you want to be a handsome zombie?
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna choose to go out, then you gotta gotta have a good looking zombie that turns you.
Oh, I'd be a good looking zombie.
You would for sure, but something's got to turn you, right? So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Walking Dead episodes, like we joked about quarantine kind of giving us that vibe, but no, it was this week.
Yeah.
It was this week. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Charlotte's truck's all-wheel drive and, snow setting and all that. I mean, they don't prepare, like we were discussing before, Cody. I mean, there's like, in Linda, this is not set up for ice. And even driving Charlotte's truck just a mile, you could feel the rear end getting away a little bit on a couple of spots, because it's not just snow. It's not, roads that have been de-iced with gravel or salt. It's literally stacks of snow ice, and it packs down and it's slippery as crap for tires. So when my grandmother had said, I need some water, I told her I have 2 gallons. She goes, well, I'll drive over and get it. I said, no, you won't. I will go bring you some water. I said, how is it that you're from Oklahoma, you're 90 years old, and you forgot to drip your faucets? Well, you hush. I have other things to think about dripping my faucets. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm glad she doesn't watch because I can get away with a lot.
My sister and her family live in Arlington, and my stepdad and stepmother live in like Mansfield or some place close to Arlington, and they didn't have water, they didn't have heat, they have animals, and they're both of their kids are between my 2 kids, and so they were just in a bad way. And at one point they called my stepdad and was like, can we come and stay at your house for a night or whatever? And my stepmother just gave my sister the business about how, like, you should be prepared for this, and she would only let them have like certain number of minutes for a shower or whatever. Like, my stepmother has never been like this overly caring individual, but like at some point, you would think that even the coldest heart would thaw a little bit. But anyway, they only stayed like one night. Their poor dog had to stay in the garage. And so they didn't stay for very long. They ended up coming here because my sister was just like over it. Like she couldn't take it anymore. And so they, drove the 3.5 hours, which probably ended up taking them like 5 or 6 because of road conditions and such. But they actually drove here for some relief. And my parents, their house also never experienced any power outages. They're right between hospitals in College Station, so they're on the they're in that grid that just just don't go down. So so they've had kind of a nice go of it. But yeah, it's been challenging for folks, and so it's good to feel like we're on the backside of it. I can't imagine that there's going to be another weather instance where this would happen. At least not cold. I mean,
No.
hurricane.
Knocking on wood.
So
I think we get a couple of weeks off from disastrous events, or at least I hope so.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Adrian, what is going on? We didn't do what's happening in the theater. What's going on?
Theater news.
Yeah, theater
Well,
news.
Yeah, everything got pushed back another week because of all these shenanigans. But we actually have a run through tomorrow night with Chip and Richard, which is very exciting. And then we're filming next week. I just sent Mary and Casey something very inappropriate, so I'm enjoying their faces. That's all. Yeah. You okay, Mary?
She's muted, but she doesn't look like.
Yes, I got through it somehow. And it was right when Zach walked in. I was just like,
I
That's
shouldn't
Zach.
have even opened it because
Now we all want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you
I'll
don't.
send it to you.
Screen share.
If you will send it to me,
No.
I will read it. 'Cause
No.
These reactions are great.
Nope.
Cody, I'll send you a message.
Oh,
But yeah, theater news. That's happening. We have a production meeting. I need to post it on Monday for Tuck. Cynthia, make sure there's no children in the room when you.
There aren't any. Sam left.
Okay, good. Goodness gracious.
I'm the youngest
All right.
person here at this point, so.
Just Parker's still around.
Wait, is Terry watching right now?
Probably.
Is it going to get you in trouble?
So it actually originated from her son. So. there's
So
that.
So yeah, it probably will. Do it.
I will not.
That lived up to my hopes. So.
Oh, good. Oh wait, it says it's failed to send to the Diva Dads. I'll try it again.
Mike only accepts so many texts or messages throughout the day, so.
there's a spam filter on that one. So
Probably.
No,
The three-letter
that's
word
true-
in the original text
that's
was more
true, it
alarming
does
to
not
me
work.
than what it linked to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Casey, there's definitely not a spam filter on the Diva Dad's message chat because otherwise it would screen out everything Mike ever posts.
See, I
Which
would send
Mike
it
will
to Dana,
ignore
but I know Dana
conversations.
tunes me out already. So
Mike will get upset that no one's looking at his TikTok. So
We don't share the same sense of humor. I don't open Mike's TikToks anymore.
yeah,
It's like Beth Aiken.
I actually need to check her out because I haven't received a TikTok from her in a long time.
I don't think my mouth's open big enough.
no, it's not. Not for that.
what does that tell us about Richard?
God. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I need to find one to send to you, Adrian, just because I've watched it several times and I think you would appreciate it.
Dana's not
I set
okay.
my phone down and I'm waiting for it to time out so I can blindly get rid of that.
Whoever watches this YouTube video in like later is going to be so confused.
It's just like The Ring, though, in 7 days.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
I have gotten that
Oh my
before. I got that at the beginning of COVID. I've gotten that for like random alerts in New York from people that
Oh
I
my God.
know.
I need to get better friends. Jeez.
No, they're not good friends.
My sister-in-law sent it to me, and I read the text, and I was like, "Oh, okay, But she got it from my brother. So it's all his fault, Mom. Just like it usually is. My dad had built Ryder a workbench for Christmas, and apparently pieces of that were burnt in the fire too to keep warm.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Whoa.
It really is a sad state of affairs when Texans have to burn their furniture just to avoid freezing. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't have to.
Okay, Dana.
Yeah.
All right, Dana, that the system was built for you. But
Oh, that karma hit me right away.
The first thing he could have burned were those unused guitars sitting behind him.
Oh, okay, Tyler Lewis.
That karma just rounded the room and then smacked him in the back of the
Oh,
head.
Dana,
twice.
next time it gets cold, burn all the pieces of wood that you helped construct in My Fair Lady.
I'd freeze to death.
Yeah, you would.
If it makes you feel any better, Dana, I was also on an essential grid, and so I also didn't happen to be without power. And yeah, we had some survivor's guilt as well, but
I love that you wait till now, almost a year later, to bring that up. Thank you, David.
Jennifer.
For the survivor's guilt to the cold.
Yeah.
I really do like how all of us were trying to make Dana feel better with saying don't feel survivor's guilt. Everyone's been in their own position. And then he honestly tried to say that he felt bad about raising the temperature from 60 to 63 in his home.
62 to 65.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was
A 3
already
degree
62.
difference.
I was trying to do my part so everyone
People
could have
died,
electricity.
Dana.
Yeah. How much of that all those electronics sitting in front of you did you turn off?
None.
Yeah.
It's just a computer and a
And
laptop and
and
1,
three
2, 3,
monitors.
4 monitors and
And the
Yeah.
speakers and the mic.
When I finally
and-
did have like some consistent power and I was able to like turn on a few things, I immediately felt bad and turned everything back off. I was like, I'm going to try to watch TV. And then, no, I'm just going to turn it off and sit. Dana, that's awful.
That was kind of a weird thing though. When I did finally get a moment and I just like retired to my room and I put up like something to watch, I had a really hard time just sitting there and watching it because I like was so consumed with this like feeling of I don't have time for this. I need to go figure out some way to be warm or some way to help other people. Like it really took a bit for me to like settle down and be like, I need to just relax for a moment. So
Yeah,
self-care thing they were talking about earlier.
it's difficult.
it's hard to care for people when like people are constantly telling you about how hard it is out there. So
yeah. I was talking to I'll save this for later. After dark. But yeah, I get you.
well, okay then.
Yeah, stick around.
I'm just gonna give you a little taste. I don't even remember now what he's saying, but that was
He
fantastic.
sang like 2 notes and then moved on.
Oh, that guy, Soul Brown. I'm glad we finally got him on the show. Thanks, Rodney, for finally getting that to work. Oh wait, it wasn't you.
Well, yeah.
It was Dobby.
Yeah. My pleas to try to get him on fell on very deaf ears. Edna, apparently.
I do have
Don't
some
trust
good
it.
theater news. I have some good theater news. I've only told Susan so far. So this might not mean anything to people who aren't paying attention to this, but the whole new stimulus plan that includes the Save Our Stages package. Well, we've previously been eliminated from that because it was geared towards like concert halls and music venues. So one of the things in order to be eligible is you had to pay your artists, which we don't do. We're a community theater. But thanks to like a bunch of community theaters banding together and getting a lot of people paying attention to it, they've fixed it. And so now we are eligible, which is really exciting. And because of the way they've done it, like we're in like the second tier as opposed to like we thought we were going to be at the bottom, but it's exciting.
That's really good to hear.
Good.
Yeah.
This is why we wanted to wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's exactly.
Thank you,
why.
Rodney.
Yeah,
you.
there was somebody had to fight for that. I'm not saying
You didn't have to fight hard. You didn't have to fight hard.
I
And I appreciated
fight a little
that,
bit.
and I agreed with you after I heard you.
No,
That was-
it's very exciting. There's no application for it yet, but
Yeah, well, I mean,
It
I
has
assume
been
that they're going to have to pass that stimulus bill before it's even.
The bill is coming up next week. I promise.
yeah.
Well, I figured
but
they
yeah.
was on.
I have my alerts for Cody's posts so that I can keep track
Yeah,
of
not to be that person, but the bill is planned to come up next week, and then the week after that, they're planning a different bill that is also going to expand on it. So
Good.
But
Well,
I-
hopefully Ted will be back from Cancun.
What?
I
you
do
don't need
not.
it. You know, honestly, if
A
he had stayed in
complete-
Mexico, it just would have been one more vote that we didn't even need, because then if he's not there, then he's not counted in the roll call, so he wouldn't have had the votes. We don't need him. You know what? He can.
My favorite part of the whole thing is all of their neighbors and friends completely outing them
Oh,
for planning this,
including the
stupid case.
people
I
in their
love-
text group.
Yeah.
Outing it to reporters. Imagine
It's
having a
amazing.
group chat and then they leak it to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and be like, look what they said. I am really watching my language right now, and I need you to know how much, who boy, this whole Cancun situation.
But like
Mm.
the jokes. I mean, they were just endless.
It was so
My-
easy.
My favorite thing
Oh.
that I saw was that Ted Cruz's biggest surprise was that Texas wanted him to come back for the first time.
think I,
My wife posted an article on Facebook or something that was basically 13 curses to utter while you're on Ted Cruz while you're boiling snow.
Yeah, I saw that.
my
I like
favorite
that.
one is it turns out that Ted Cruz does understand people crossing the border to escape
That one
inhospitable
too!
living conditions. Or there was a really good tweet that was just like Ted Cruz just did the Ted Cruziest Ted Cruz of all Ted Cruz.
Yes, that one is also good. We've gotten into political territory, so I'm going to mute myself for everybody else's sake. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a topic we can get off of politics during the live stream.
Yeah, but this is just funny. This makes me feel better.
I like the
Haley
one
show had a
Talking to
like,
himself.
I mean,
Was
I
I-
didn't vote for him, so it doesn't matter. But for me, but I just don't want to be
Look at
talking
Cody.
political.
Wait, Kate,
my favorite my favorite tweets were the ones that were like,
Is he
one-
talking about Cuomo and the
no,
trouble
I
he's
wanna
in?
listen to
Oh.
Casey.
an idiot, but that's beside the point. My favorite were the tweets that were like, wanting to be a good dad. I told me this is ridiculous.
Somebody
Like,
was like, I like my favorite part is when he blamed his children.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
sent Mary and Adrian a meme.
Did
that-
anyone make a snowman or a snow angel during this time?
Cold.
Unfortunately,
Most things, the
Right,
sequel,
that was the thing. Like it was so cold outside, like I couldn't even enjoy the snow. I was like, "Hurry up and pee."
This
I
was
know that
another-
your feet are cold. I don't care. Go pee.
What are
This
you
was the
peeing
case where the
outside?
sequel
Oh,
was
your
not
dog.
nearly-
Yeah, my dogs, not me, not me. Dog.
Your
Casey, I
cousin.
got the
You
same
mean your
one.
cousin?
No,
That's
not my
what-
cousin. She'll whoop me. Don't.
I got the same one where it was like Greg Abbott and the Green New Deal, and it was like, why would the wind turbines do this?
In other news about snow, we got 22 inches in 36 hours here.
Oh,
wow, nice snow angel.
that sounds beautiful. Casey, I need more pictures of where you are.
Okay, I'll send
Where
some.
are you in New York or where are you right now?
I'm in
Utah.
New York City.
Oh, okay.
I have friends coming to town tomorrow, and I was downstairs changing the sheets, and the windows in the basement, it's just snow. You can't see out the window at all. So I tried to go outside to like knock some snow out of the way, except I was gonna be neck deep in snow if I tried to walk there. So I gave up and turned
Oh
around.
my gosh.
I just have a really dark room, which will be great for sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can come upstairs during the day.
Yeah, exactly.
We were one time whenever I was staying with my grandparents, we were snowed in northern Oklahoma, like it's darn near Kansas. And my mom and I were talking about that today, and just you were talking about infrastructure earlier, Cody, and I mean, like they had a basement. All of their like cooking appliances were gas. They had a fireplace, or they had a wood stove in the basement, and they had a fireplace upstairs. And so, yeah, I mean, it was inconvenient, but we were totally comfortable the entire time. I don't think we had power, but we had everything else. Even there, some people were talking about how that they're on like a well system. And so, which is great. I mean, you kind of have your own water, but the well system works on electricity. And so with the electricity being out, then they were just like screwed. They didn't have water.
Yep.
And my dad actually, or my stepdad that lives in the Metroplex area, they're on a well system, and they have this weird thing where their gray water is like vented out through the sprinkler system, which sounds kind of icky, but I mean, it's gray water. So, I mean, it's a good use of that. But since the sprinkler heads were all frozen, then they couldn't take a shower. They couldn't like run the sink, anything like that without setting off alarms because of how it was set up. So yeah, it's just like everything that we have set up here is just not made for this kind of weather. So
one might say that we have institutional issues with how we have structured an entire state, and that if you have already set up these things with how you live, when bad things happen to your state, the people who have already structured their entire lives on this issue are basically predetermined to have a particularly harder time on this whole situation.
A little bit.
One might say that.
If only there was something we could do about that whole situation. Anyway.
Well, it's just kind of wild. I mean, it happens, like once every 10 years.
But this was like 100-year storm.
It's happened.
Yeah.
That was like 20 years ago, because I got stuck at a friend's house for 3 days, and my parents had no power at their house. But again, I don't know how that compares to this storm. I just know that there was sleep for 3 days, and I couldn't go home. But I got to do a prolonged sleepover at a friend's house, and so like for me, I was like, this is the best.
I was say we've had it before, but not for this extended period of time in any
Not
of
at
our
these
lifetimes,
temperatures
pretty
either.
much. So
Not at these temperatures either.
Oh no, Cody's going on a rant again. Can we pin Cody just to like? I don't need to hear him. I just want to witness.
I remember when we first moved to Texas, we lost power for a few days and had to sleep had to move our mattresses out by the fire. That was in like the mid 90s. And then it happened again in 2011, right? I don't know. We were without power for 3 weeks during Ike. So like, this is it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
But yeah, I mean, it's a large expense to winterize all of the systems, but I feel like it's also very expensive when everything shuts down.
Everything
I don't know if you
breaks.
guys realize how close we got to being months without power.
I didn't like that headline. I didn't read that story.
The
It was gonna make
Texas
me
Tribune.
sad.
The Texas Tribune put out which let me just say, God bless the Texas Tribune. I love that paper. But they put out a piece earlier today that was literally that we literally got within minutes and seconds is what the headline was, according to an ERCOT official, of being months long without power. Just that, like, it, as much as this is ERCOT's fault, and I stand by that, it's also like literally if the grid operators hadn't kept those outages going as long as they had, it would have been even worse for months and months and months. And that just speaks to how, like, the Texas grid is not the worst thing in the world, and its independence is actually a really good thing in a lot of ways. But they've refused calls to implement winterization for years, and the result is what we've gotten today. This happened in 2011. It was a big issue. They were told that they had to do this, and they ignored it. And so now this year, it was way worse than what happened in 2011. And if they don't change something quick, then it's not.
I didn't do that.
No, he did it for himself. He
I did it for myself because I understand who I am.
Let it happen. He'll come back in a minute. It'll be
Just
fine.
has to let it out. That's all.
Well, and the thing is I totally agree with Cody. And during the summer, whenever we're all pulling on our suspender straps about how we're energy independent and we're selling our energy to California and stuff. Okay, so that's pure profit, right? Like that's our reserves, and we're selling it to California so that they don't have to experience rolling blackouts. That's profit. You know what you should do with that profit is sink it into infrastructure.
No,
Boy.
not a
Cody,
yacht.
you better
Boy.
mute yourself again. Cody, you better mute yourself again. Nobody's gonna be watching this.
Fun fact, the Railroad Commission has 3 seats. It has nothing to do with
Okay, I did it that time.
How do we feel about that football player who left the Texans? Like
J.J.
Watt.
JJ
Yeah,
Watt.
Did he
how's
leave the
that?
Texans?
Yeah, he left.
So sad, and I just
Free
know I'm
agent
gonna have
now.
to be a Green Bay fan, which is fine because I already have a hat. But
Yeah.
Wait, where did he go?
He hasn't gone
not
anywhere.
anywhere, but he's probably
I
gonna.
think he's going to go to Tampa Bay or something.
He was
Oh,
released.
come
He asked
on.
to
Yeah.
So
go.
it's Green
To
Bay.
play for a cheater? Awesome.
No, I think he's probably gonna play for Green Bay because his wife plays
That's
That's
fair.
even
Yeah,
worse.
Chicago.
yeah.
But doesn't he have brothers that play for a team or something?
Yeah, they're also up north.
Nobody
They're
cares.
Clearly, like half of the people here do
Dallas,
care.
right?
So shush.
Steelers.
Nobody.
Dallas.
I
Can
was
can
just
I
changing the
I don't think it's gonna
subject.
happen.
can I for 1 second? So I've got Zach on, and he said, "So which one is Diva Dad?"
He's not here tonight.
There
No,
are
no, no,
two.
wait. Nobody answered this question. Which one do you think is Diva Dad?
No, I already explained it. There was a lot of talking.
I think the Diva Dads were the friends we made along the way.
Beautiful. Oh no,
Love that,
Ronnie's gonna
Zach.
show us. Oh, Roderick. Is this your persona, Roderick, coming out?
I disavow that name for sure. For sure, Soul Brown.
Roderick and Danielle.
Anybody other than Soul Brown, then maybe.
That is a choice. That all is a choice.
There's
I want to
lots-
see the hat. I do want to see the hat the week of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's why I bought it.
That's
Okay,
like
good.
next week,
It
right?
comes out with
I think
the
it's in like
Is
6
it?
weeks,
No.
something like that.
Walk away.
Is it?
I'm
Come
kidding.
on.
Like,
March.
No,
like
but it's
March-
February
Say that.
41st tomorrow, so
No,
it's
'cause,
coming
like,
up.
March is like 2 weeks from now, but it's also like it was last month.
Yeah.
Oh
Right?
no.
Yeah.
It's a week and like a few days. Like it's not even.
It's
Don't
not
say
even.
that. Don't say that.
It's early July.
So I just put up my 2021 calendar today. Like I broke down and put it up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna accept it's 20. And I opened it to April. Like I seriously thought it was April.
Close enough.
I feel like 2021 is trying to cram all of 2020 into the
Like
first
3
few
months.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like I said, this week has been the entire pandemic in 1 week.
Yeah, I mean,
I went through the whole
Everything
roller coaster of
is
emotions all over again.
Calendar year. So from March to March, you just have badness, and then come March. I'm trying to think when I entered quarantine. March
Like
6th. We're gonna be.
I'd say it's like March 10th, March 15th.
It was March
somewhere around
13th
there.
for me.
are you
Yeah,
suggesting that we're
because,
gonna
you
get to?
It's a great first year of marriage, guys.
Are
Yeah, I
you
was gonna say
suggesting we're
Catherine's gonna
April
get married
Fool's
all
Day?
over again this week.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask Catherine if your apartment flooded. Just
No.
old times.
No, I did post on Jennifer Hargis's stuff though, because she was talking about her neighbor whose pipe was flooding and she went out and helped. And I was like, I can't even imagine having my apartment flood in this weather and trying to move everything and go
And
to
again.
another apartment. And then like the other apartment we stayed at was literally like maybe 200 yards down a hill from where we are right now. And I can't even imagine trying to like get the cats over there, get all of my stuff taken care of. But I was processing. I was like, well, okay, if it's going to happen, I already know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to fix everything that I did wrong the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went through that like every day. I was like, okay, let me reevaluate my plan. How can I do this better this time? Because with my luck, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I have about 300 books at my apartment. And my first fear was my cat, but after I rescued my cat, my next fear was very much that the pipes were going to burst and all of my books were going to be ruined. So,
Oh yeah, I threw out like almost an
Happened.
entire box of books from when my apartment flooded in
Mhm.
July.
it hurts me.
I like your tiara.
Thanks,
Mm-hmm.
man. This is
Dana-
the one that I bought from My Fair Lady, but I used my Amazon account instead of the theaters when I got it, and I was like, oh, shame.
I
It's
know.
fun now.
One for Hannah?
Yeah,
Or the one
and I think Camilla wore it at some point in the show, and she wanted to keep it afterwards, and I was like, no, this is mine.
It looks good.
Good money for that.
It looks
I
very good.
did. Not very much, thank goodness.
Dana, the next time I'm on one of these calls, remind me and I'll bring my hat. Just for you, buddy.
Yo, he's showing off multiple. What was happening?
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Man of many hats.
I don't think I have any hats.
Well, you got to have one for winter and one for summer. So
One for-
I've got a wool one, and then I've got this like really cheap one that's doesn't have a form, so you can collapse it. It's good for camping.
And the
This
white
is
one
his
you don't
Chris
wear
Gaines
after
hat.
Labor Day, is that right?
No, this
I
is his
don't.
Chris Gaines hat, and the white one's the Garth Brooks hat.
what? So I always wore black pelt hats.
Nothing.
Like that's all I wore growing up. Out in West Texas, where that started coming through my language a little bit earlier. And
Zero to cornbread, yeah.
yeah, 0 to cornbread in 5 seconds. Thank you, David. And I bought a straw hat to work in the summertime, just when we bought this property out here at off OSR. And I was like, oh, I gotta have a straw hat because this is too damn hot with the sorry,
Yeah.
Parker.
Too
Um,
damn
with the
$10.
black hat. But yeah,
What's the black hat made out of? Is it wool or beaver?
beaver.
It's beaver. You have a real beaver one. Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I only have. It's fantastic, El Arroyo. Of course. That was funny.
How much did that run you, Dana?
This one was, I think, like 325, something
Yeah,
like
that sounds
that.
about right.
Yeah.
My most expensive one ran me a little over 80, and it's wool. So
So y'all remember last week when we were talking about Will and I saved the last one for Andy?
yeah.
I found a picture and I haven't posted it yet, but hold on. I will share it with you.
Okay, Will doesn't watch the show. Oh
Well,
yeah,
oh
there
my
you go.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot about the rooster hair.
It's so good. It's so good.
We never talked
Okay,
about
so
it.
who's in this picture? Paul?
So that's
Paul.
I mean, yes,
there's
that's Paul.
But
Corey.
the three dudes, that's the Hank and Andy, and then whatever Jacob's name was. But
I don't
this is
remember
that,
what
like
Jacob's name was.
Oh,
odd little
Will
trio.
is such a baby in that show.
He looks the
Such a
same.
baby.
Wait, Will who?
Shirley.
That's Will
Shirley.
Shirley?
Yeah.
He's a
Oh
little
my
baby.
goodness.
We didn't talk about it, but Will didn't show up for one performance. And
Oh yeah.
What?
I had to sub in for him.
He had a test, remember?
Oh,
He had a
I
test,
do
yeah.
remember that.
The first time we ever had to deal with, I have a test, but they said it's okay, and now it's, or no, he had like a scholarship
Okay.
thing.
Y'all,
Yeah,
how
so
many
Adrian, I'm
times?
sending you the photo of when I got to play Andy. It was a good day.
And we're like, well, we have to
Because
give
I
Cody
didn't
the
learn
rooster
any
hair.
of
the
the
last of everything
choreography or
on the spin
anything.
table. That was
My
a big
directions
break.
were just follow Corey with everything you do and have like this very loose understanding of what the lines were. And I like got to dress up and do this totally different costume change. It was a fun time.
Okay, hold on.
Meanwhile, during that part of that scene, I was backstage throwing layers upon layers onto Zach.
Oh yeah,
Because
because he wore that like
the,
the outfit with
there
the
was
third.
so many pieces to that thing. We got it down though. It was a great quick change, if I may say so.
Like I like the blacked out tooth. That's,
Yes.
that's
It was a nice touch.
Did you black it out?
Yeah, we took some
I'm
enamel.
kidding.
Okay, fair enough. I do have uneven front teeth, so
I did break
Oh my
one of my front teeth. Well, I didn't. My brother did. But yeah. 2nd grade. Cracked right
Don't
down
wanna,
the side.
don't want to see something really cool?
Please.
So I think some of y'all have seen this. So we're distributing pieces of the stage for people to kind of create their own art with.
Oh yeah. Those are sitting in my
Um,
car right now.
Check this out.
Wow.
Look at what Shannon did.
That's
Isn't that
amazing.
amazing? There's another one. She did one of the ghost light. Let me find that one.
The ghost light.
Mm-hmm. I have a plan for mine, but they didn't make it into the house before I started to lose power and before it snowed and iced over. And I said,
girl,
15 feet is too far.
We all had plans this week.
I live 2.5 hours away, so I decided to leave that to other people.
Sarah Miller was going to come. She was going to come for the day on Monday to talk to the kids camp and to
Grab
pick up-
pieces.
Yeah, or no, that was Tuesday, but that was obviously not going to happen.
We can send some back with Christina, Cody.
Yeah. She'll be here tomorrow.
Do we still have extra pieces?
Oh, there's so many.
A lot.
There's literally like 3 shopping carts full. Like, you'll be fine.
I have a whole shopping cart at my house.
You can text me like what sizes you want, and I can.
Smaller is better because most of my paint supply is built for canvas, not for.
Right, that's fair.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's so nice.
Wow.
So she's just going to gloss them next.
So
I
they're
can't
just
find.
Sorry.
What?
They're just the black. Are they painted black from the stage, and then you're just able to paint
It's
over them? Or
whatever was last on the stage. is what's on
Oh,
top.
okay.
So that's the
And
cool
it's
thing is
just-
like there's all these layers. So the original
Literally,
thing we did
like-
with it is Alan was able to scrape it back in this way so that it actually looked like you could see all the different layers, like when you cut through a cake. And so he would kind of do the scraping thing across and then put this resin over it so you could see it. So it's cool because we have just completely polar opposite examples so far. So I need to post some pictures so people can kind of see the different things they could do.
That's so cool.
You're gonna have like a foot more.
I should have something for you probably by the end of next week. That's the deadline I'm going to give myself. Sometime by next weekend, I'll have
Into
one.
February.
No worries. No worries. What is time? What is time?
No one knows anymore.
Dana, have you not heard Chris Gaines? That means nothing to you?
That makes me
It's
want to
like-
vomit when I hear that name.
You're
Well, that's
from
why I told-
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No. I was born in Texas. I spent
Born in Texas.
just like 3 or 4 years in Oklahoma as a wee lad.
God.
So this is what, like, when Alan first started doing it, this is kind of what he was going after. So I just took a sander and sanded the different, you just sand deeper in some areas to see the different, like you can see the colors change from, most of the top was this like dark gray, but then it went.
That light purple is from Joseph.
Yeah, purple and then yellow and then dark blue and then this light blue and then green and this purple again and then you get down to the actual
from Joseph.
board. So it's really pretty. It takes flipping forever. So like whenever we first started this project, there was a lot of like, yeah, let's just do this and then cut pieces of different sizes and then we'll do different price points for the different sizes or whatever. But we thought it would be even cooler if we gave it to the members of the theater to do with whatever they wanted. If they wanted to do something like this, or if they wanted, and then like, I don't know, carve it into their own shape if they wanted to, or, like what Shannon was doing, where she was actually just taking a hot knife, I assume, and carving stuff into it so that was revealing the layers. But like, I haven't put a coat of lacquer or anything on it to shine it up, but I could cut this into a couple of different pieces and, just sell it like this. You can hang it on your wall and, like Catherine was just saying, like, if you think about it, like when this stage was taken up and just kind of go back each layer, you can almost say which show this was. And, you know, also the fact that I know that one of I didn't know Randy, but I know that one of his things was that he would paint the floor, he would paint the stage. That was like one of the last things that he would do. And so, you know, that Randy painted a lot of these layers. And so it's a really cool keepsake for people from the theater to have a little bit of Randy's art, even though he was just rolling, you know, paint on the floor. But I mean, to have a little bit of his art revealed, you know, layers and layers over the years. So it would be a great fundraiser for the theater. But I will say personally that this piece took me a couple hours and a lot of mess to create. So like
a lot of mess. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Although with the hat and the wig, math.
Oh my gosh, Rodney, I have boots with that pattern on it. Like,
which pattern? This pattern?
Yes.
No, the Alana.
That pattern back there?
No, the pattern on your floor. You silly.
Oh, this floor.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I might have to buy that piece.
Yeah. This one.
And we called it the Find Your Stage.
Slight correction, Randy did not paint the stages when it involved the checkerboards. Remember those checkerboards?
That's true.
That was Rich.
He would
Rich
only
was
do
the-
solid colors.
That was Rich
Want people to help.
and yeah,
Chris
I think
Rogers.
Val and Robin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if it was anything other than a solid color, that was not his problem.
And
Well,
Sarah
I'm-
Miller did that
Yeah,
incredible
Thank you.
Jesus Christ Superstars.
Oh yeah.
Well, and the chess.
Oh yeah.
The chest one. Our Susicle from the time before, you know, the colors and on all the places you'll go on the cover. Sarah Miller did that across the entire stage.
Oh,
Not Sarah Miller,
wow.
sorry, Stacey Erskine. Sarah did the last one. Stacey Erskine set designed it, and she did those swirls across the entire stage.
Oh my gosh.
And the Into the Woods, the leaves that were all over everything.
Oh yeah.
Who
was
did
amazing.
that? Who
That
did
was
that?
Sarah and Michelle. Yeah.
Okay.
I did
good
like
work.
the Mamma Mia one too, where the little cobblestones on the street or the path, and then the other, I don't even know what designs was on the outside. Who did all that?
That was me and Jacob.
Oh,
The Tarzan one was cool. It had a river flowing.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Tarzan
yeah.
one was cool.
Are we still live? Okay.
Yes, we have about 4 minutes left.
Cool. I'll talk about another floor after the 4 minutes.
How much blood is on that? those
Comes from
stages?
Christy.
Man.
A lot of mine.
Funny, Rodney, that you bring up Randy. Adrian, this is the weirdest thing, but a couple of days ago for the TTC Music Man page, somebody clearly, I think it was Carly. Do you remember Carly Triminal?
Oh yeah, she posted in a couple of different groups.
Yeah, she got hacked. Clearly, it was very clearly a hack. So I was the stage manager for that show. She posted some spam link, and I immediately got on there because I got a notification and I deleted the post. But that made me go, you know what? I haven't looked at this page in years. And I scrolled through, and it was so surreal because a lot of the posts on there, because I was the stage manager, and a lot of the posts on there were from Randy. And reading through them, they weren't even from Randy from Music Man. They were like, "Hey, we need
they were
men
telling you
for
to
We need
audition for the next
guys.
show.
we need
need
guys for
guys.
this show. We
If
need
you
guys
go to-
for this
yeah.
other show." And it's just like,
Any Facebook group that he was in,
Yes.
the last 10 posts are going to be him. Come audition for Whistle Down the Wind. Come audition for Sunset Boulevard. We need
hey,
men
we
for
need
this.
men for
Yeah.
Best Little Whorehouse. Yeah, all of
Yes.
these other things. And it was
Every
so
single group.
sweet. And it was really quite, like, honestly, it was really nice to just like see all of these posts of just like this, because you know, when we had all of the memorials and everything else, we remembered these really great memories from Randy, but this was one of those really like mundane things. Like
Mhm.
you just got them for months. If you had done any show with the theater company, you got posts from Randy for like a year and a half afterwards about like, we need men in this show. And it was this random thing. It was really nice. So
Never
Do you wanna go
women.
through old groups? Sorry.
I was looking through the photos of it because me and Lindsay Lewis were so young in that show.
Oh.
And yeah.
She checked in a couple days ago.
Yeah.
She was like, "You alive?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, in a way." You could call it that. The day things were getting bad, I stayed at the theater too late, like painting and getting stuff done. And then my mom texted me. She's like, "Are you home all bundled up?" And I was like, nope. She's like, "Are you heading there soon?" Sure. Catherine, there is literally the teeniest tip of one of those trees that is not covered because I could not freaking reach it.
Yeah, I think I remember getting that by standing on the yellow ladder and just straight up just stretching and just being like, yeah, that looks good. So yeah. I'm not too surprised that you couldn't reach it, but
no, I know, because we don't have a ladder at all right now.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? This is fine. I'll just like pop
and you
that little
probably
curtain
didn't
over
get that desperate to like tape the paintbrush to the paint stick and just.
I also was not going to get a roller dirty for that. Not going to happen.
This is like when we did Joseph and we had the giant platform in the middle, and I literally just taped a paintbrush to a stick and was like, okay,
here we go.
We're doing it.
I think it's going to need a second coat though. Those trees were we did a good job on those trees.
They were a
They're
little
very bright.
vibrant.
They were. But I think there should be enough paint.
Yeah, there should be plenty. I may have overbought, but it was gray, so that's fine.
Good. Oh, good.
All right. We've reached the 1 hour mark on our Dads After Dark episode. Thank you all for joining. This was actually really, really fun. But as I stated in the beginning, I cannot wait for our guests next week. We're going to have a lot more fun. So thank you all for joining. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night.
Stay warm.